Hello, everyone. This is Todd Moore.
I'm Tyler Moore.
And this is the More is Less show, where we bring you more news in less time. This show is sponsored by Frankfurters. If your name's Frank, you can get a Furter at Frankfurters,
which is a fake company.
We're going to talk about global news this week. Corona. We're going to talk a little bit about the WHO, and not the band, World Health Organization. Talk a little bit about Moto G Power. They've come out with a new phone. Microsoft's announced their new stuff. We'll talk about them. Talk a little bit about Nintendo. A little bit NFL rumors. And
talk about what Elon Musk did was it this morning?
I think it was today.
Today.
Yeah, this morning today or something like that. First off, let's start off with the Dow. Because, I always like to start off with that because I basically have my stocks are there. My retirement is. It's been mixed this week. Not a lot of real gains in the last 5 days. In fact, it's down from where it was earlier in the week. So we're up 33 today. And by the way, today is Thursday, April 16th, 2020. I'm glad everyone could be here. I think my microphone's dropping.
We were almost late. You're still trying to adjust that thing.
Thing keeps sliding down on me, guys. We're figuring it out.
Slowly.
Yep. So, stock market is what it is. I can tell you, though, that people are still excited. The analysts are not that worried yet. They're still, I would say they have optimism about it. So we'll see. Hopefully that they do. I know that, I don't remember which one it was, Merrill Lynch or one of them, but they were optimistic that everything, it's going to take some time, but everything will come back around.
Oh, I didn't realize I didn't read all of this yet.
So, as you all know, because you're watching this, we're all stuck at home. Except for the essential workers like myself.
People in the hospital.
Yeah.
Was it
people on the front line.
Like service people too?
Service people, construction workers, plumbers, people that need to make our lives still continue. So God bless them.
We did get our stimulus checks in today. Was it today or yesterday?
It was today. We got it, which was really cool. Not everyone is.
But I heard there was going to be a second one that was going to give college students a stimulus check too, which benefits me because I'm in college right now.
Yep, and that'll be very helpful for sure. So they're starting to roll out now. From what I understand, if you're old school and you're still getting it via paper check, it's going to be a month probably or so. So that's something to look forward to. I'm going to go down a little bit. Now we're about the same height. I like that. Anyway, I didn't want to look too, even though I'm shorter than him, I didn't want to look taller than him. It kind of fucks things up. The stimulus checks are arriving, $1,200 a person, I believe?
I think it was $1,200.
500 and 500 per child.
It's under a certain age limit.
Yeah, and at first they were going to just, from what I understood, and maybe I'm mistaken on this, but they were using the 2008 tax returns to send those checks out. But
2008?
Yeah, because we're doing 2009 now, so they're not in, so you have to go with 2008. But what do you do with people on Social Security, like my uncle, who didn't fill out tax returns? They still deserve that money as well. So I think they claim they're gonna go back into the Social Security side of things, look shit up, and then try to get the money to them. But it's gonna take. You can imagine that'll take probably even longer than a couple of months, or maybe even a couple of months.
I also heard after the stimulus checks came out, some of the banks went out. You heard that? Some of the banks actually.
Yeah, they crashed. A lot of their electronic systems crashed. We go with Busey here in Champaign, Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and they crashed. You couldn't get on to their online banking at all because there were so many of those stimulus checks coming in, and it took down their system. And a lot of banks had that problem. I would say more so than not. because they're not used to expecting that much traffic, if you will, coming in. Trump's still trying to get everyone back to work, trying to open shit up. So he's decided at first.
He said he had full authority over the
right.
economics. Well, he used to be a very, very good business person, at the show. So should we even trust him with doing the economics?
I think to some degree we trust him. I think he's not the only one that's actually making the decision. If he's smart, he's going to have people around him, economic advisors that'll help him with that.
But
he does what the fuck he wants to do. We all know that.
Yeah, that's true. He also said he's going to also leave it to the health of professionals.
Professionals?
Professionals.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, my lips are dry.
Too much beer.
I don't.
He don't drink.
I hate Pepsi.
He don't drink. He don't drink. He don't drink alcohol. He don't drink pop. He's a good boy. Just a little cocaine on the side and a fucking couple of whores, and he's fine. I'm joking. He's a good kid.
Of course, you ass.
So he's just at first Trump was gonna say I'm gonna control the states. I'm gonna tell you when you're gonna open up for business, but now he's backed off because there's actually was worry about people were gonna do the constitutional lawsuit against him because of states' rights. He says 29 states can start to begin opening.
He said some states.
Soon. He said 29. But he didn't say how long or when that was going to happen. Michigan. Speaking of the coronavirus and how people are getting pissy.
And their water problem.
Well, they had that for sure. But they were actually out protesting the streets in Michigan because of the governor there, Governor Whitmer. She put a state lockdown on them. And now it was
what was the state lockdown for?
Basically, you couldn't go do anything, and they got tired of it, so they all got out and they rallied. Most of them were
not Florida.
Most of them were conservative Republicans from the looks of it, but
they're not Florida.
And they're supporters of Trump. I know they're not Florida.
They're not Florida. Only Florida people would do this. It's funny, right? It's true.
Yeah. Well, these are people are going crazy out there. It's hard to sit in there and watch TV and not do anything.
Speaking of Florida.
More Republican shit. I don't know if you guys know about the WHO and all its catastrophes that's going on, and all the cover-ups, and this is, unfortunately, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but when you have some of this shit come through like this, it kind of makes you wonder, what the fuck, because the number one funder of the United States, guess who that is? I'm sorry, fucked that up already. The number one funder of who is?
U.S.
Right. Followed by, guess who's number two?
China?
Nope. Bill Gates.
Makes sense.
Then, and then guess who's three?
Elon Musk.
Nope. Britain.
How the fuck does that work?
I don't know, but we spend a hell of a lot more than all of them. So the Republicans in Congress are backing Trump, and they want the WHO chief to resign. And his name is a weird one. See if I can figure it out.
I think it's Chinese. Is it Chinese or Japanese? Not Japanese. I think it's Chinese, right?
It's Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. But
that is a name.
The Chinese definitely got him on there. They wanted him on there. They rallied to get him on, and they got him on. So, and that's why there's been problems with WHO, because at first they were like, it's a big deal, and then they're like, no, it's not a big deal, and there's might be some corruption between the dude in charge in China. It's hard to say. It's something we need to keep an eye on. We need to get away from fucking China. We need to bring our jobs back over here, stop investing in them, because they are on we run sprints, they run marathons, okay? What we're thinking about is what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? They're looking at it and go, how can we defeat them over time? Well, we can't beat them in a fucking military war because they're better than us.
But we can.
We can go at them economically. We can make everything cheap, so cheap that they have no choice, quote unquote, have no choice but to come to us, because instead of paying, $20, $30 an hour, you get to pay $2 an hour. And use slave labor.
Well, yeah, because
and they don't
communists.
No environmental laws to worry about. All kinds of shit that they can cut corners and costs. And it's all supplemented by the government, so there's no health care to worry about. So they can lower all those costs down, but at the expense of fucking us long term. So one of the rumors is that there was a China factory that was doing virus research on bats.
Was it in
Wuhan? By Wuhan. Of course, the Chinese government's like, oh, no. But our intelligence is pretty certain about it, yeah. And it wasn't intentional. It was a mishap, but we were warned, and the world was warned before that. And I forget who it was that sent a letter out and said, hey, to the WHO, we need to do something about this, or they're going to have an epidemic on their hands, or a pandemic on their hands.
Which it
just happened. So, come on, guys, get away from China. So,
please.
That's all I got for the global news on my part. You got anything?
Should it be in tech and no? It shouldn't be tech and science about Elon Musk, right?
Elon Musk? No, I guess that. I mean, you could put it either one.
I won't put it in global news because it affects the news network.
Do it. Run.
So this morning, Elon Musk was attacking CNN this morning with a big reason why. So he donated ventilators to the hospitals in California, and news reporters from CNN interviewed other people, and other people said the governor said that Elon Musk didn't deliver the ventilators from the hospitals, and Elon Musk shot at them saying, I'm still surprised that everyone's gonna have a laugh at this. Everyone said Elon Musk said that he is surprised that fucking CNN is still active.
They're still on network, still running, yeah. Well, if it wasn't for the coronavirus, it's hard to say where their ratings would be. It was pretty low before that. Actually, before Trump, they were pretty damn low. No one was watching them. It's not news. It's opinion-based editorials.
Which is bullshit.
I don't like to watch it. I don't watch any of that shit anymore.
You soon will.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, we can go into tech and science if you'd like.
Yeah, let's go back in that.
So, I'm going to talk about something that Tyler's got. We bought Tyler a Moto G Power. It's been 2 years ago, I think, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to last for 4 days, the battery.
It's got a 4,000 milliamp battery in that one. And it does a good job, right? No?
I don't know, because I usually have it on charge.
Oh.
I don't use it on my phone.
But when you first had it, you tried it.
Yeah, I did. And it's like, wow, really?
It went like 2.5, 3 days. Well, they're coming out with a brand new one. Cheap. $250.
That's cheap?
That for my phone, $900. Cheap. But it's not a flagship because it don't have quite all the bells and whistles. But for $250, it can't go wrong.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool little device. I mean, you look at Apple's, you're going to get $699, $499. They also are coming out with a Moto G stylus.
Really?
Which has a pen, obviously.
Wait.
And it's going to be $250. $300, I mean. And it
so they're going the EA route.
EA route?
Buying something that's cheap, like a game, and getting DLC content, which is something like this.
Okay, cool. So it'll cost $300 for the stylus. and it'll have a smaller battery. It's going to be 4,000 milliamp hour, whereas the Moto G Power's got a big old 5,000 milliamp hour. Different cameras on the back, and they did a review on these. The Moto G has a hole punch display for the camera, which is cool, kind of like Sony. Sorry, like Samsung.
Is it a Moto Power Samsung?
No, it's a different company.
Oh.
Motorola's a completely different company. But it actually did pretty good. It easily lasted 4 days between charges.
The phone?
Yes, being ran. Yep.
Wow.
That's what they claimed. The G Power actually had a 5, and it lasted longer in our battery test than any other phone they reviewed last year. So that's a pretty good deal.
That's pretty good.
So if you're in the market for a cheap phone, it's not going to be all the bells and whistles, not going to be 4K, UHD, Dolby Atmos, latest, greatest, all that shit.
Who will need that?
But if you need just a solid phone that go internet, do the emails, do whatever, and you don't have to sit and plug it in all the time, even though you do, but you don't have to. This would be a good phone. $250. Buy it cash. You're done. No payments. That's why we bought his.
Yep.
For sure. So that's coming. That's coming out now. Microsoft.
Ooh,
Mikey. Gonna have a May update of their Windows. I mean, they have an update every month, but this May update's gonna be a bigger update.
How big?
It's gonna have a little bit of. It's gonna introduce Linux to it.
Ooh.
So you'll be able to you'll be able to view. I talked about this earlier in one of the earlier podcasts. You'll be able to plug in a Linux hard drive, like a portable, and it'll see it, and you can access it. So that's be like an EXT extension or something like that. You haven't seen that ever before, so that's cool. But they're coming out with their Linux core, and I expect it'll probably be on this as well. In this, I should say. DirectX is getting updated to support ray tracing. DirectX 12 Ultimate, they're going to call it. If you're an insider, you can get it right now. But if you're not most people aren't Microsoft insiders.
Nope.
There's the other thing that's kind of interesting is they're going to have, which is they're finally catching up to Apple on this.
Oh no.
They're going to have cloud recovery for Windows 10, so you don't need a disk or anything. But everything else is pretty much kind of behind the scenes. Clean up a little bit of shit. But it'll be out here next month. And if you're an insider, you can get it now. Just go to you already know if you're an insider how to do it. I'm not going to go through it and tell you. That's all I got for tech news today. We're kind of running late today, so
yeah,
we're trying to cut it a little bit shorter. We've had a pretty busy week this week.
We kind of have. Okay, so I got 4 news things to talk about, and I'm going to send it to you because you have 2 things to talk about.
Okay, you want me to start first? Or you go first?
Sure, you can start off first.
Okay, so PlayStation 5.
The big PlayStation 5, we haven't seen what the PlayStation looks like, but we have seen what the PlayStation 5 controller looks like. It looks like it dipped in white paint.
Yeah, it looks like shit. I hope it works a lot better. Components are being delivered now for assembly.
Oh, finally.
However, due to the coronavirus...
Oh, God. The PlayStation 5 is probably going to get...
They're not going to delay it.
What the fuck?
Here's what they're going to do. Limited supply. So they're going to run out quicker and shit, and you're going to have to wait till next year to get in. So you better get in fucking line. Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep, so...
Are we even going to able to find one?
I don't know. We may have to be online and do a quick click buy.
Like a pre-order?
Something. Maybe a pre-order or something.
Ugh.
They're estimating $500.
Makes sense.
But they're worried that it may go up because of the COVID-19 costs for getting parts and getting shit delivered and everything. So we'll see about that.
Yeah, they're still struggling with the prices.
They come out with a PlayStation streaming service. I don't know all the details about it. This is a new one.
Yeah,
Stream Now or something. It's a newer one.
I thought there's a share thing that you can record like your stuff and do that type of stuff. I don't think They did try. I think they do have like a broadcasting thing, but I don't remember.
No, they have. It's coming out with the 5.
Oh, it's coming out with the 5.
It's a live stream, gaming.
I thought they had no, they do have a live stream thing. It's called broadcasting.
Yeah.
On PlayStation 4.
Yeah. So, anyway, we'll see.
On to the next one.
On to the next. Sorry, guys. I got sidetracked. What's next? Or let me go next.
You're going next.
Nintendo!
Oh, sweet. Nintendo. The best company ever. Where it's overshadowed.
Right. Everyone had predicted them to fail, and they just keep coming through every time. And being different. Not being like the rest. Doing their own thing. And I fucking applaud that.
Yeah.
Well, they're looking at maybe releasing a Nintendo Switch 2 or maybe called a Nintendo Switch Pro.
I think they should go to Nintendo Switch Pro. Don't name it 2 because it's way too early for that.
Yeah.
There's like any details or a release date?
They're saying definitely not this year, maybe next year, but they're not really telling everyone exactly when, but they guarantee won't be during this year. So,
with all this pandemic going around.
Yeah, they were supposed to be launching in mid-2020 this year, but yeah, the virus and everything else is not gonna. Of course, there is people saying that they're gonna. The Switch Pro will launch it towards the end of the year to compete against Sony and Xbox. We'll see. That'd be interesting.
Oh, that would be
make it.
That would be really fucking fun.
Yep.
Seeing them.
No one has a cost.
You know, I'm a PlayStation fan, a PlayStation guy. I know Nintendo Switch is really good.
Yeah. They're assuming it'll be around $400, which will be in the price range of what you're going to get with the Xbox, a little cheaper, maybe about $100. Of course, all the hardware is going to be updated. I could go through all that, but you guys don't really care about it's an NVIDIA Tegra, blah, 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 blah. No one cares. I mean, people care, but not. If you're watching this, you don't care. It may have 2 screens. They're not sure.
2 screens? What do you mean by 2 screens?
It's hard to say, but we'll see. Here's what the true people that are into Switch. Here's what the gamers that are into the Switch want. They want 1080p handheld gameplay. It's right now it only does 720.
Not
P.
4K.
Well, that's asking for a lot. 1080 would be at least better. 60 frames a second, 1080 be fine. 1080 be fine. Of course, 4K or 1440p support for TV mode. That's where your 4K comes in.
Oh.
They'd like to have that.
So stream it onto a TV.
Yeah, plug it into a 4K TV and you can actually watch it in 4K instead of 720. What else? Better ergonomics and true Bluetooth support. I guess it's kind of shaky between Joy-Cons and controllers. They can't pair other Bluetooth gadgets like headphones and other shit to it, which would be nice to make it more compatible with everything else. So it's a rumor. We got still some exciting stuff that may come this year, even though we got the virus kicking our ass. Yep. So it'll be interesting to see. That's pretty much all I got for games. Now we'll kick it over to Tyler and let him finish off our gaming news, and we'll get to what little sports news we have. Tyler?
Okay, so right now in the gaming news right now, Minecraft. I think this is only for PC only, but I haven't checked PlayStation or a console yet. So apparently Minecraft is having an RTX beta is out right now.
Do we know what RTX stands for?
No, I actually don't. I think it's something to do with NVIDIA. And
I bet it's ray tracing. Real-time ray tracing. That's what that is, by NVIDIA. Yep.
So, yeah.
That allows...
For Minecraft, that's pretty cool.
That'll be badass. It's the weirdest thing to have 8-bit shit in 4K or look so awesome. 16-bit.
It's not 16-bit either.
Is it 32?
It's 3D.
No. The graphics, the way the blocks, that's a 16-bit graphic, I believe. It is. You don't know. I'm old school. Anyway, it'll be cool. It'll be real cool.
Yeah. A lot of people Oh, it's also on the Xbox. I don't know about PlayStation. So the next gaming news is, you know that SpongeBob is a big, power hungry for the what's it, Nickelodeon, and they made a couple of games with SpongeBob. I'm blanking for some reason. So apparently, they decided to remaster the Battle for Bikini Bottom, which I heard was a very good game.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
So
I need to play that. It said there's gonna be multiplayer too, so it's gonna be pretty interesting.
it's as an old fucking gamer, it's interesting where they've run out of fucking ideas for new games. So fuck it, let's bring back the old games, remaster them, and make them better. And the sad part is, people would rather play some of the older games than they would some of the newer ones. Take Modern Warfare for example.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2, campaign only. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Now they're deciding to release the multiplayer because some people in the people who made the remaster have the multiplayer ready.
All right.
They had it ready since when it was released.
They didn't want to compete.
No, because Activision was afraid to split the community.
Yeah, compete against their new game.
Yeah, the 2019
Modern
Warfare,
which isn't as good. I mean, graphically and all that. No, I know.
It is good.
But in terms of straight ass gameplay and maps and shit, that's what it boils down to.
Modern Warfare 2 has all the best maps, and is the only thing that MLG came into the gaming world.
Yep, Major League Gaming, bud.
Yeah. Speaking of remastered stuff, do you remember Crysis?
I do remember Crysis.
Remember they made Crysis 1, 2, and 3.
Yep, they're a very popular series. Franchise, if you will.
Now, Crysis is getting remastered, the very first one.
Here goes another one.
And it's actually going to also be included in the Nintendo Switch, which is really cool. Because I never played the first one, and I heard the first one was very buggy. And like the hard difficulty, I heard from reviewers the hard difficulty was very, very hard.
Where you set it up all the way?
Yeah.
To extreme or hard or whatever?
Yeah. And our last news for gaming is Amazon accidentally leaked the release date for Last of Us 2. The Last of Us 2 is a very, very hyped game right now. So apparently, it said it was supposed to be launching the end of May, but it probably. Oh wait. Oh, Sony was the one who said it was probably be released on the end of May, but Amazon had released it to the what's the end of June? What's the end of June?
Second quarter? Is that what you're asking?
No, what day is the end of June? Because in here it said the end of June is not the end of June. It will be released June 26th of this year.
I don't know what day. You're asking me what day it is? I don't know. You have to look on your calendar.
I'm going to look right now.
I don't know. 31st, ain't it?
Yeah, 30th.
30. Tells you I'm fucking wrong. I don't. So June
30th.
30th.
So it's apparently going to be the end of June too. June 26th of this year. But I don't think they have released any true things about it. So we'll have to wait and see. That's all the gaming news I have for today.
Okay. I have a little bit of sporting news. Couple stories for myself. Did you find anything worthwhile?
Nah, not really.
There's not a lot going on. It's sad.
Sad.
Let's start off with NFL rumors. Odell Beckham. Odell.
Vikings?
He's plays for the Browns and he wants to leave. He wants to be traded.
Oh, he's for the Browns and he wants to be traded?
Yeah. So he is looking to leave, and Vikings are looking to pick maybe pick him up. It's hard to say. That's what they're rumoring is that he's going to be picked up by the the Vikings. I'm looking as well. But he definitely wants out. That's what he said on his Twitter feed. So looks like, and I think it'd be good. It'd be a good play for the Vikings. I think so. It's hard to say though.
He does play for the Vikings.
Yeah. Of course, they say that there's one word. Someone from the Vikings said we got one word for the trade: false. So, of course, they're never going to say till they say.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he won't get himself in any more trouble.
Hope not.
And let's talk about some good news, but also sad news. Illinois news here.
Oh, great.
Kofi Colburn. I did it. I'm mad at it.
We always thought it was Cockburn.
We did.
It was actually Colburn.
Yeah. He's applied to go to the NBA draft. Rumor is he'll be in the second round. Be picked up in the second round of the draft.
Second round.
And
damn it.
Now sophomore, Ayu DeSumo's entered it.
No.
Yes.
We need him.
Yes, he just entered it. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yep. He's got till June 3rd, and I would imagine he'll get picked up. Probably second, third round as well.
Yeah, because his freshman year, he was popping.
Yep. So we'll see. He's got 30 general managers going to check him out.
That's like the entire NBA team.
Yep.
The entire entire NBA.
Yep. But you know what?
You
God.
You know what would be really surprised?
I think it'd be good.
It would be really surprising if Kofi and Ayo came into the same team. That would be fucking funny as hell.
I'd start watching the NBA again. I ain't watched the NBA since Jordan, to be honest. Not like serious.
I've been playing the NBA games. I'm a fan.
I like the games. I'm talking about on TV.
I know that, but ever since I played that NBA 2K...
The show?
14? No, that's baseball. 2K, I think it was 2K14 I started playing. We had Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I always been a Grizzlies fan. That's all I...
Speaking of Grizzlies, I apologize for looking so scruffy. I ain't done shit to myself since we started this corona bullshit.
Well, I think most Americans got fat because of we can't...
I'm trying to not get fat, I know.
I'm saying like most of the world, not most of the world, most of Americans are probably.
All the sin cells are up. Beer, imagine fucking weed's probably up. I know alcohol's up by quite a bit. Cigarettes are probably up because people sitting at home.
I don't know about cigarettes. I think Juul is.
Juul, probably, right.
I don't know about cigarettes.
Yeah.
Oops.
Really, it's hard to say. But that's all I got for sports news tonight. It's been a pretty busy week.
I don't have any sports news.
I plan to try to get this out by the end of the day tomorrow, Friday, depending on how much time I got and what's going on.
I'm gonna take a shower because my head's been itching.
I'm sure y'all needed to know that. But it's probably a good idea to take a shower. At least you don't stink. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't stink either. All right, well, we've been on long enough.
Yep.
Hopefully our audio's better than it was last time. We checked it, but you never know.
We checked it, and it was my mic that fucked up.
It happens.
No, he got it.
Yeah, I had the mic. You know, the next step for us is to push it through a mixer and do it even pro. Right now, it's directed into the video camera, but it works. It seems to be working okay. All right, well, Todd Moore.
Tyler Moore.
This is the More is Less podcast show. We really appreciate you watching. Please subscribe, like, click the bell, post some comments below if you'd like to.
We're not late.
Right. Or just bookmark us and come back. That'd be cool if you don't want to be bothered with all the bullshit. We do appreciate you watching. Those few of you that watch every week, tell your friends, tell your buddies.
We want to do this once per week.
We want to do it once a week.
We're not doing like every 3 days.
No, and you can always fast forward through the shit that you don't like. That's, why YouTube's cool about that you can do that. And hopefully come and watch us and enjoy what we do. We really appreciate it. Once again, from Todd Moore and this is the More is Less podcast show. We'll talk to you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.